Hi, I'm Len Witt, and I'm here with Lisa George, and she can tell you her title and where she's at. And the big question I'm going to ask is, what is the future of journalism? And you're an economist, so you're going to approach it from an economic point of view, I guess.
My name is Lisa George. I'm a professor at Hunter College, at part of the City University system in New York. And I am an empirical economist. Most of my work involves data and facts, although today, in this audience for lawyers and journalists, I took a somewhat more theoretical approach to say, well, what does economics have to say about the future of journalism and the future of media? So a few of the conclusions that I've made from my work is that we'll expect to see much more disintegrated news media firms. So fewer journalists working for media companies, but journalists working independently and as independent experts. Probably fewer journalists in the future, but those that remain in the market will probably earn much more.
Why is that? You said that superstore thing. Could you tell me a little more?
Well, I guess it comes from technology opens markets. So when you now aren't somewhat confined to the local paper or the local station, where you used to read about technology or healthcare or religion or cooking or things that you were interested in or day-to-day happenings in the country, if you want to read one or two articles on these topics a week, you can read them from the best source. So not every type of content is amenable to this, but we see it pretty dramatically on using from internet data, that people who do read internet news focus on many fewer sources than what we see in the hard news or the old-fashioned newspaper, physical paper world. So that means that the journalist whose articles were at the back page of Section B at sort of a middle-of-the-road newspaper, probably not going to see too much readership in the future, and instead some of the best reporters and the most insightful commentary will come from fewer and fewer sources. But these reporters will have national reputations, and those reputations will be well financed both from media itself and also from books and speaking and things.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the public square?
It's generally a very good thing, because people can read more and better stuff. The challenge today, and a lot of what our debate was about on our panel, or, well, some types of news, particularly local coverage, is not, the market isn't open. It's not larger. It's not, there's not a national market to know what's happening day to day in, say, Philadelphia. But yet there's still entry in this market. There are more online outlets, more voices competing for attention with traditional media. And this makes coverage better, absolutely. And so I feel pretty strongly about that. And I think the arguments to the contrary, sort of the crisis in journalism are really very overly pessimistic. So of course there are subtleties to this, and doesn't answer everything, but that's my view from the economic side.
So you're an optimist.
I am. In this conference, I seem to be a very optimist, although Paul was optimistic as well.
Okay, thank you very much.